What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a couple of quick and fun duels for you guys to check out. Our first duel is going to be XC powered, and it's going to have a lot of XC monsters hitting the field. We've got Gaga. This is an archetype that it's getting a little bit of support because in the most recent Legendary Duelist, it focused around the protagonist. Yuma got some support cards, and it's going to get better in Master Rule 5. A lot better. So by the time that, April rolls around and XC monsters no longer have to go in that extra monster zone, this is going to be an archetype that gets a significant boost. We know that the rank 4 XC pool is crazy good because, just look at the Lunalight deck. Look what they're doing with things like Time Thief Redoer, Abyss Dweller, Utopia Double. Those are all just absolutely amazing cards. But this deck can make not just rank 4s, you can actually make like rank 6s and crazy plays like that. And we know when you go for rank 6s, you can summon things like Beatrice. That card can get you all types of trouble, which is pretty cool. Anyways, you guys will see what I'm talking about. Gaga and some of Yuma's archetypes, they have very good individual cards. It's just kind of putting everything together. You see right there using the Gaga sister, one is level 2, one is level 4, but the Gaga and all of these archetypes, I'm not gonna say all of them like Dodo, Zubaba, like it's just weird names and shit, but the Yuma archetypes, a lot of these monsters can adjust their levels. In this case, the levels are like combined and added up. It means you can make Beatrice. This is cool because it actually opens up for you to be able to go into some Time Thief plays. You drop the Beazle ship in the graveyard, then you can use one of your XC monsters that's on field. You can detach that monster's material and special summon this card, opening up the possibility for even more summons. He's going to activate his Premature Burial for the Gaga archetype. This guy can actually Monster Reborn another monster, so that's just another rank 4, or I guess the first rank 4 that he's going to drop. Time Thief Redoer is going to be that monster. Now he's going to use the Beazle ship to summon itself from the graveyard. I think he's going to drop another rank 4 as well. And again, these can be, these are matchup dependent. If Abyss Dweller isn't a good card in a specific matchup like you're doing against Altergeist, you could easily turn this into something like a Tornado Dragon. You're basically just playing a giant XC toolbox, very similar to Lunalights, but you don't need things probably like Lunalights run Appaloosa. You probably won't need those cards, so this will be a little more of a budget friendly option. Anyways, the Redoer is going to come back. It's going to lock out the graveyard. If you're playing heroes and you don't have access to the graveyard, you're probably not going to have the best time. It's not going to be the worst time, don't get me wrong, but no Destiny Hero Malicious, that doesn't feel good. Anyways, Malicious is not going to be a card that's going to be useful during this turn. He's going to go for Ferris, but his opponent does have Lady B on the field. Usually when you have these decks or these archetypes that can summon Beatrice but aren't burning Abyss, you usually can just kind of run maybe like one copy of something like the Burning Abyss Farfa, and that just gives you disruption with your Beatrice. We saw the proactive play he was able to use with the Beazle ship during his turn, but then by throwing in the Farfa, you drop that and you're able to disrupt your opponent. So now all your opponent has is a battle phase Stratos, and that's not going to get the job done. Now if your opponent is not able to crack your board, then obviously with 2 level 4s you can go into something like Utopia Double. That's the win condition in this case. It can ignore something like Honest Neos. Also, Pot of Avarice, we saw him load the graveyard up fairly quickly. He's going to go ahead, get a couple of level 4s on field, should be going for that Utopia Double, and this is pretty much a wrap. Even if your opponent did have something like Ash Blossom, or in this case specifically, or Effect Veiler, I guess he could have done it, and nah, it doesn't even matter. He had what's it called? He had Called by the Grave to stop those. But yeah, Gaga's kind of like, it's kind of like a poor man's version. I don't want to say poor man's version because it does have some additional plays, but it's kind of like a different option if you wanted to play maybe like a budget version of Lunalights. This could be a nice alternative. Anyway, second duel, going to be something completely different, not going to be XC based at all. We've got Treasure Panda combo deck. Usually when you see Treasure Panda, it revolves around Exodia, and this build is not going to be any different, but this time instead of summoning Staryuja to draw those Exodia pieces, he says, you know what, I'm not really feeling that. It's 2020. We're all about making Appaloosa and stun cards and all that good stuff. I was hoping that he would get spear moded in the process of this play. I thought that would have been absolutely awesome. Also, man, I just talked about this. More decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Claim it. For everybody out there who thinks it's just spirals, I keep telling you guys, it's not just spirals that play this card. There are so many archetypes that can play this card. If you're playing like bamboo cards in your deck, we know how much those float, especially like the Cursed Bamboo Sword. You can pitch cards like Phoenix Blade. Like Magician Soul is just so good. Pitch some cards, draw some cards, and then use it as link material. Low key, by the way, I think there's a very legitimate chance that Glow Up Bulb might get banned before Master Rule 5 starts, just because it's so good with Crystron Needle Fiber. Sadly for his opponent, he does not end with that third monster. I was really hoping that he'd summon like one more stun monster, maybe go into, I don't know, the Predaplant Anaconda and have like the Dragoon of Red Eyes. I was really hoping he'd get Spear Moded here, but it just wasn't in the cards. And we can clearly see from the Galaxy player's hand, if he can't use Spear Mode, he's not going to win, because everything that he essentially does is probably going to be negated, whether it's a spell or a monster effect. And then in this second turn, he should almost certainly be able to kill this guy, unless he had, I don't know, like Impermanence plus Nibiru. That would be the only way that I could see him potentially living through this turn. I believe he's going to make Anaconda and Dragoon of Red Eyes. I really actually hope they just don't bring Dragoon of Red Eyes to the TCG, because I'm a little sick of these kind of really generic, like it's too powerful, man. Just for any two monsters to be able to turn into Verde Anaconda, especially considering that Dragoon of Red Eyes won't even have to, you don't even have to like you know, worry about the Master Rule 4 restrictions and stuff like that. This card is just, it's too damn good, man. Too damn good. Konami, keep this card in the OCG unless you ban this. If you ban this, then it's fine. If you really want to commit to running Red Eyes Fusion and shit, then more power to you. Like, but outside of that, I don't know. Anyways, if you guys are interested in the deck list of either one of these decks, I think I will have them in the comment section, or the comment section. I think I'll have them in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.